today, which is improve client relationships and foster loyalty. Sounds very promising. Or the importance of delivering personalized dynamic customer engagement. Together with me on stage today, I have once again Nataliya Andreychuk, the co-founder and CEO of Viseven, and Pavel, Klymenko, the head of Omnichannel Excellence at Viseven. To both of you, how are you, Pavel and Nataliya?
Always great on my side, Pavel.
Yeah, everything is fine.
Fantastic. So looking forward to the conversation. The stage is all yours, and I will rejoin once again when we will collect some audience questions. So thank you very much.
Yep, thank you. Okay, colleagues, so I think we're talking about the personalized engagement and dynamic content, all this kind of stuff. And we can jump really to some discussion regarding this. And I think that the first point here is that it's worth mentioning, actually, that it seems a little bit like not so counterintuitive and sounds like a paradox. But in order really to bring this personalized experience, you need to some standardization. You really need to create this content upfront, some assets and some modules, tag them properly. So after that, just within the 10 minutes or so, I will give you my presentation regarding the content and campaign taxonomy. But really, the core stuff here is in order to be more personalized, you need to bring this standardization at the backstage.
Yeah, this housekeeping sounds to be very important. And I believe like many of our clients to be, they're engaged in this activity and like they understand like today implementing the digital asset management tool, one of the key factors, how you need to start. So you need to make sure like you have to be sure how you store your content, what is the format and taxonomy and tagging architecture in place. I think today it is very manual or rather manual exercise, right? So what we can see today, like there are a lot of librarians, even if the strategy, the taxonomy strategy is designed, so there is a lot of manual work, and this work is like continuous work because there is not a visible ending of the story, right? This team is going to bring new elements and being structured all the time, so it's continuous work. But Pavel, due to your experience, I think like we have discussed it many times, do you see anyhow in some near future this I would say dynamic tagging perspective, because we all right today investing the enormous resource in structuring the data, creating the tagging architecture, connecting Viva Vault Promomats with offering tools, these like eWizard and the others, and we are hoping that this is the only pre-play, like we are doing this housekeeping, but somewhere in the future, the dynamic tagging will happen. What do you think about this idea? Is it very interesting, I think?
Yeah, sure, it will move totally in this direction. So currently, a company is trying to work more or less manually with on the asset level. And of course, for everyone, it's like more or less understandable that if you even go more granular to the modules level, so it will multiply the amount, the content that you need to work with, that you need to manage. And if you multiply in this content pieces, and from the long period of time, you get in thousands of these pieces. It's even within big team, it's impossible to manage this manually. So manually, it will be like a disaster. And even if you're trying to pay attention, like put some people who will be in charge in deciding, yes, for these users, we need to put this module, for this user, we need to put this asset, it will not work. You will absolutely will be in chaos on this stuff. So you need to invest some time and effort and resources upfront in order to build system, holistic system, integrated system. When you have this market automation tool, when you have the DAM system like Promomats, yeah, when you have the CRM platform, all that integrated, has this taxonomy in place, processes in place, and after that it could scale. You could work with any kind of quantity of these assets.
Yeah, but do you mean like, once we have in upstream of the content creation, whenever we have like thousands of agencies downloading the data into the digital asset management tool, let us say one of the most popular and prosperous today, Vault. So we are downloading there, they are uploading there the assets. That means that with the technology, as like we are at Viseven, one of these technology providers who are fighting, obviously, for this particular role, that our system will grab the assets and according to the strategy and the architecture of the tagging, which is placed by the company, the system will tag the asset appropriately, and then there will be not so much human involved work, because like we see, we need to make sure like the offering tool understands the system of tagging and is able with with the data recognition, with the artificial intelligence to tag the content according to the structure which was provided. Otherwise it will remain always a huge manual effort. What do you think?
Yeah, I think definitely the algorithms will take their place. So I think at least in some midterm perspective, it will be like joint forces. So machines and algorithms should do the work that they're capable of. And the people with the manual part really should like stay with some more like strategic overview, understanding the goals, because at any point of time, machine will not fully understand the goal, the strategic efforts that you're trying to put there. So someone who is responsible for the goal setting, for the creating the system, will do his work and leave the machines do it work in sense of some what is really pictured on this separate banner. Yeah, what is like some additional text that machine could add in order for you to classify it easily, to arrange it easily, and to pick up easily. And also what additionally machine can do, machine can give you and algorithms can give you this vision on the level, aggregating the data on the level of each user. So if you see that this particular user is more, algorithms see that more involved in this kind of content, yeah, of course, it can give you this correlation, this linkage, that this kind of item, this kind of module is more preferred by this particular user. Yeah. So in future, yeah, machine can advise you or edit this module automatically for this particular user, because previously algorithms saw that this user prefers this kind of content, that he is, so for example, when we're talking about some brands or some therapeutic area, yeah, so the algorithm will see this chain of engagement. So the users prefer this kind of stuff. He prefers emotional content about this therapeutic area, like diabetes, oncology. So machine will add it. So if this align with your strategy and you on the high level vision, someone from the company side, understands that it's okay for us to provide the information about diabetes or about the oncology, it's fine. Or you can put some exceptions that no, we don't want to promote this emotional content for the diabetes. So you will have this strategic vision and let the machine do its work.
Yeah, it sounds like, for me, it sounds really like our foreseen future, right? Because we all are going over there. So building the offering tools, connecting to digital asset management systems, making sure like all downstream systems are connected as well. So like I think there are a lot of hurdles today on personalization question. What do you think would be the checklist from your side? Because I have started with the very high level checklist, this conversation. Do you have the checklist from your side, what the beginners must follow, say, to begin the journey?
In sense of personalization,
Yeah.
So first of all, of course, the first thing that you need to work on is data. You need to really understand where is the data about your database, data about the engagement, so where you store it and how you transfer it across your ecosystem. So once again, there is always these three pillars, as we discussed here previously: market automation platform, digital asset management platform, tool or services, whatever you're using, and CRM platform in most cases. That's crucial for pharma. So you need to make sure the data is circling across the ecosystem, that it's available for all these platforms to use. So after that, really, you need to put some system on tagging taxonomy, on your campaign process of work, some system how you arrange it and how you work with it. And after that, create some roadmap. So in general, it seems a little bit huge and not so feasible. But if you divide it in stages, it could be way more feasible and not so scary. So eat this elephant piece by piece. So, okay, today we are starting with some more simple personalization approach. With some asset level and some simple campaigns with a couple of channels. Next, in the next stage, we're going into modular, into some additional channels and taking this next step. Next way, you go into the more complex channel, more complex journeys, and adding more sophisticated personalization. So you should not, from the very beginning, personalize everything. Just start with some more basic personalization and move it slowly, step by step. And eventually, after some time, like within 1 year or so, you can potentially go with stay with a fully modular approach, fully dynamically created assets that when there is only the template is provided for you and approved on the corporate level. And after that, all this content pieces inside built fully dynamically, mainly supported by the platforms and algorithms. All data is circulating, and you just to check, improve it, and constantly work on it. So it seems a little bit frustrating maybe for someone, but it's feasible. You just need to start and create the roadmap for be there. But in order to be there in a year, you need to start doing something today.
I think so. Like the most scary part is like that it is a lengthy process, right? It is a lengthy process, but it is an evolution. I have met many people who were scared and by the task how to merge the in-field activities with the digital activities, right? The data, how to get these mutual values from merging those activities. How to bring, like, because this is how my perception was working a couple of years ago. Hearing Omnichannel, I was immediately imagining like online channels mostly staying apart with this our human-to-human interaction and all of these activities, right? So that was my perception. Right now, all of us are having, nearly all of us are having the very same, I would say, open question, where we are merging these two worlds, this digital and human to human. So, in my opinion, this is a very difficult task with a lot of, it's not only on the level of data, it's also on the level of values or the insights, so how you can treat those insights, how you can build on those, right? And from your experience, what do you think about the biggest traps into that direction? Because this direction is one of the most desirable today, how to merge these two.
Yeah, it's not actually this not a secret for everyone that there is in all pharma companies there is always this gap between digital activities and physical world, medical representative. Yeah, so all pharma companies thinking about how to bridge this gap. But someone is doing something more, someone is doing less, but still. Yeah, so first of all, it's a question, as I said before, about the data. And the funny thing that we saw from our practice that when we starting to really bridging this gap on the technical part, on data part, on the taxonomy and content part, we saw that the colleagues from pharma company who is responsible for the field force effectiveness from one hand, and from the digital campaign managers like MC leads and digital leads from other side, they started to collaborate. They started to talk each other, because before that they was a little bit apart. So one is responsible for their part of work and planning accordingly. Other group is responsible for the digital content, digital campaigns and plans accordingly. But in most cases, they are like joining in some meetings with some like cycle planning or so. But in many cases, they're a little bit apart. And this, can we say it, guys? That conversation between us, starting to planning, starting to really communicate it, and this communication is also helping to bridge this gap. And when you really transfer this data, and from one perspective, given in CRM, in the timeline, adding this additional activities that is occurring in market automation platforms, what really is happening in these digital campaigns, and make it visible in timeline, in HCP timeline, in CRM platform, what is going on there, and vice versa. Yeah, transferring this data about the field face-to-face visits, virtual visits, virtual meetings, and any kind of this approved emails. So any activities that is done by the reps in market automation platform, and taking into account when you plan in this journey, it's really after that is starting to work. Because omnichannel is not about bringing together all digital channels. It's bringing all channels. Field force activities is also like one of the part of this bigger omnichannel pictures. And there is also some additional constraints that we saw that it's really common for many pharma companies when they starting to do something and to promote it for the field force. The field force has this natural like fear. We are trying to replace them with these soulless machines, the algorithm. They will lose their job and so on. So of course, no. As we said previously, let algorithms do their job and let humans do their job. So no one will replace a medical representative in some upcoming future. It's still human connections. We're all humans. We would like to communicate with humans. So we'd like also to see each other physically. We also have this like human connection and so on. So the idea is really to extend, to weaponize, if you want, field force, to give them additional capabilities. So just one example, what we are doing in order to bridge this gap, we're creating this triggered journeys. When we're creating journey in market automation platform, and after that, sharing this journey, technically it's feasible to CRM, to medical representative, in order to give to them this power, this authority to decide whom to enroll and when exactly to enroll, and see what is going on within this journey after that. And once again, so medical representative can choose which template, for example, use in this particular case. Can even bring some his words in this part, some tokens here. But after that, we can additionally empower them by these algorithms and make these algorithms add some additional blocks, modules in this content, approve the mail. We can talk about the same for the e-detailing here, to really adjust to existing HCP profile.
That's really true. Like talking about the human-to-human interaction, and like I think what would be remarkable to say here. So about one more secret, to start the omni-channel journey, we always need to keep an eye to build the internal experience inside organization. So I know like many companies try to outsource and give away this job to some agencies completely, 100%. But I can see also a very good tendency here that when today many companies trying to build internally the great experience, omni-channel experience, and even despite it needs the internal capacity, it's always good to partner with the agency, like our agency always partnering with our customers by sharing our experience, where we can like launch your omni-channel operations and then build this capability for you in-house. So means like share these basics and these secrets we are talking about today with Pavel, and hopefully my colleagues will be joining very soon. So we are helping to share that, and we are training your staff to make sure they are capable to lead the journeys on their own in the next timeline slots where they will be due. So that's how the real partnership works, and what we are building together with our client. And this is one of the secrets how to obtain the great omnichannel experience, is to obtain the great partner, right? So this is what I want to say. Good. So
yeah, it's really true. So it's not just by nature, yes, that no one will know product better than the company itself, but company, even the best one, could not have all experience from all pharma companies. Yeah, but when agencies naturally working with many companies and absorbing experience from many different companies, from many different cases, so it's one of the natural advantages of the any kind of good agency.
Exactly. I see Daria joined. You want to interrupt our slight conversation, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, remind us about the time.
Very sad to interrupt, because the conversation was really very nice. I'm here for taking the audience questions, because we received a couple of private questions, some people who messaged me privately, and we also received some general questions under the comment section here. So I will pick some of those. And my first question, which comes from Jens, is what would the future look like in terms of tasks that stay manual vs automated for the librarian? Jens is wondering.
Yeah, so I think we slightly touched previously the future. So it will be like this joining forces between the manual and automated. And to just once again to emphasize, I think librarians, yeah, it should be there. So it's some role that is responsible really for the whole system, for the whole data, to make sure that everything is correct. So there is no like mistakes, so that there is no like everything is in the right place. It's still there, but with the time is moving forward for the future, the more content pieces we will create, the more this operational work should be done by some algorithms, and humans should be in charge of the system, of the approach. Yeah, how really to correct the whole ecosystem, what to add there. Is it the right direction? Are we matching our goals? Yeah, really to support this kind of idea in different levels. Yeah, on the level of management, what we're trying to achieve, guys. In general, what we're trying to achieve. Why we're communicating to this to our audience, to HCP. What we're trying to bring them. What
more strategic level. It's more strategic level, and his role will become more strategic, and from my perspective, he will be also the keeper of the governance, because like the governance created around tagging and taxonomy, and any change it will impact the algorithm as well. So the role of the librarian will be more high level as a keeper of the strategy, as the strategic one, like Pavel is saying, with all this why we are doing this, what to do next, plus the governance keeper if there's some change. So the change should be implemented in many levels to be automated again. So this is my thinking. Sorry for interruption.
Thanks a lot. So we are left with 2 more minutes for this particular session. A private question which I received, which I think is quite interesting, is what is personalized dynamic customer engagement and why is it important? Nataliya, maybe we can start with you this time.
What is the
what is personalized dynamic customer engagements and why is it important?
Okay. Yes, so this this is a very this is a very good question about personalized customer engagement and dynamic. So I think in this question there is a paradox somewhere, because if we say personal engagement, it means very personal about us, and then if we say dynamic, it means somewhere it will be automated, right? So we want to automate something personal about us, which we like to receive, but this is what is happening today, because all of our personal choices are automated today, not in pharma, in other industries. When we are in some I don't know, Netflix or whatever other commercial institution we are using, right? So our personal experience is highly automated and it is dynamic, because we always experience the thing once our personal choices on the networking, on the commercial platform where we buy something, then are impacting the things we see. And this kind of experience in commercial sphere, why it is important that it will grab our our healthcare, because once we talk about pharmaceutical world, we want these to grab this on the personal level about our health. This is important because we are not remembering all the personal data we should remember as human beings. Like we even sometimes or very often we forget about medication we need to take regularly. We can forget about some needed routine health check we need to provide. That means this personal care at some point has to be dynamic, so, and it has to be impacted by the factors which will be which could be like visit to our doctor or getting the prescribed medicine. This area of events could trigger this automation which will impact our personal experience with pharma. That means we will be consuming the medication without taking care that we need to remember that. Maybe it will be some kind of chip or the bracelet or whatever we will need for that. But instead of, I don't know, instead of having the special dictionary for the hospital visits, whatever we have for the health check, some applications, so we will need to have just only one interface for our human healthcare system where everything dynamically will be about us. But this is very well world. But I really like people who are connecting meta work and their work with the healthcare systems and our future, and really like to read about that. And this is important because this future, we want or not, it will happen to us. And with pharma and with what we are doing today, so we are taking care about our health, about our well-being, and if we will be living in that new world where everything about the data, automation, we have to be sure, like the one of the most precious thing in our life, which is health and really life, is well taken care of. This is my opinion.
Thanks a lot, Nataliya, Pavel. So the time is over for this interesting session. We are moving forward to Pavel's session or presentation, From Zero to Hero. I always wanted to be a superhero, but obviously Pavel figured out how to be the superhero when it comes to content. So Nataliya, thanks a lot, and Pavel, we are staying in the meeting room and hearing you very soon.
Thank you.